Is it the end of vibe coding? Okay, hear me out. See, the thing is, from last 2 years, basically we are coming in this zone where you can build the entire application, maybe a small application to an enterprise application with the help of vibe coding. So even if you don't know coding, even if you don't know how framework works, or if you don't know what is a system design, or how do you architect the application, you can still build an application because you get this amazing tool like GitHub Copilot, and then we have multiple tools. Now, what you do is, either you do it on your CLI, so there are different options there. And we also have Claude Code. We got different options there. But coming back to, let's say, if you're using GitHub Copilot in the IDE, it can be your VS Code or IntelliJ. What happens is you get this window, a chat window, where you can basically type your prompt, and then based on this, it will give you some code. It was okay when we used to only get this code in the chat window, and then manually you have to copy paste it. It's more like a Stack Overflow where you get the code, you paste it somewhere, and it should work. But then we get this amazing option of agent mode where you can simply ask any prompt, or you can type a prompt and it will create a project for you. So you can give your ideas. And of course, as a developer, maybe you think that developers are magicians, they know everything. See, that's not how we build applications. You get some rough idea, then you try to convert that idea into implementation. So converting a business use case into application is again a big task. But let's say you have done that, and now you know what exactly you need. Okay, even I'm just being very humble here. So basically, you don't have the entire idea. You get few ideas what you want to build. And then you do a back and forth. Let's say if you're building it for a client, you go to a client, say, okay, this is what I'm planning for. You give them a rough design, and then they say, okay, and then you go ahead. Now, this design is not just about front end, but the entire workflow. But let's say you got the entire idea at this point, and then what you do is you give that as a prompt, you get the project structure, and if things are not working out, you will just use agent mode and you say, okay, I don't want this, I want that. Maybe you forgot to mention which database you want to work with, and then you mention database which you want to work with. You forgot to mention some layers, and then it is not giving those layers, then you will add certain things here. It will give you those layers. And that's how you build application. So that's what we call a vibe coding, where you have an idea, you want to convert that into application. It works, right? But then it's not free, of course. When you use Copilot, you have to pay for Copilot. And the way you pay them is you get the subscription. Example for me, I'm using the Copilot Pro version. So I have a Copilot Pro Plus version. I don't know when I got that, but yeah, so there are different subscription options available, but I got Pro Plus. Now in this, basically what is included, irrespective of which package you have, you get inline suggestions, you get chat messages, and we were happy. But then in the agent mode, you get this option of premium request. In fact, in Ask mode as well, you get a premium request option, and that's not unlimited. Okay, so that is a limited number of times you can request in a month. So they renew it every month. So in a month you get certain requests, and then for me, since this entire month I was not there with my machines, I was traveling and stuff, so I have used only 3.4%. Maximum I went for is 80% in one of the month because I was doing a lot of stuff there. Okay, I never completed my number of requests. But let's say if I decide to actually build an application which has huge architecture and there are a lot of things which I have to work with, and assuming that I don't know frameworks, I don't know coding, so a lot of things will go wrong. I want my agent to make sure it works. In that case, you will finish this limit. What happens when you cross this limit? Again, you have to pay for it. Okay, so you have to pay for extra request. Now, how this is charged? So basically, they provide you different models. Okay, so when I have a lot of requests available, so I directly use the highest model available. But if you can see, they are charging me 7.5x per request. So if I don't want to use this, if I want to save my request, I can use Sonnet 4.6, which is 1x. And let's say if I exceed my limit, I can go to a smaller models like Gemini 3 Flash, which consumes less. And there are free models as well, which is GPT-5 Mini. And I can survive. And this is where vibe coders were surviving. I'm good with Python, Java, JavaScript. I can work with it. But let's say if I try to build an application in something very different, let's say a mobile application, which I have not worked from a long time. And I'm using, let's say, Kotlin, which I have not worked for a long time. Or maybe Swift for that matter. I hardly worked on Swift maybe 10 years ago. And now if I do that, I will be getting into this vibe coding mode. I can still do that. I can still build an application. I have a confidence on me. I have confidence on GitHub Copilot. They can do it. And together, we can build an application. But now, things are changing. See, the thing is, when it was only ask mode, the amount of tokens consumption was pretty low, and GitHub can manage that. Okay, so they were paying these models to run, and then they were able to manage this cost. But now with agent mode, there are a lot of requests or number of tokens getting exchanged between you and the server. So the incoming tokens, outgoing tokens, it's huge. And this is costing GitHub Copilot a lot. And that's what they are doing now is this. So GitHub Copilot is moving to usage-based billing now, which means whatever you used to get as a bundle now, you'll not be having it. You have to pay for the usage. So let's say whatever subscription you have, maybe $10 or $39, you will get that number of credits to use. And every time you do something, the number of tokens will be calculated and it will deduct from your credits. Okay, and with this, you will hit your limit very, very fast. Okay. Plus, you don't have an option of free models now. So if you go there, so the base plan will be changing. Base plan will not be changing, but instead of getting the entire package or the number of payment requests, what you will get is the credits. Second, fallback experience will not be available. So if you complete that, so user who exhausts the premium request units may fall back to the lower models and continue working. That is happening now. Under this new model, usage will be instead of governed by available credits and admin budget control. So that's something which will limit. And if you're using GitHub Actions, which I've not used at this point, even that will be calculated now. And this is going to happen from June 1st. So this will affect the vibe coders a lot. So if you are a manager, if you're someone who is from non-tech background, AI given us that confidence that you can build application, but now you can, but you have to pay more. It's better to hire a developer in that scenario. So when you have this package, so I'm on this package now, $39 per month. I think I paid yearly, and that's why I'm not seeing the bills nowadays. I need to check that. You know, when you have a lot of subscription running, you don't exactly know which month I'm paying for which bill. I need to check that. But what you get now is you get the $39 monthly AI credits, and this is going to start from June 1st. Okay, so now how we can survive. So I will give you certain things. The first one is not for people who are from non-tech background. This is for people who are in tech background. Now, if you have this mindset where you don't have to learn a language now, where you don't have to learn a framework, that's changing because now you need to learn a language. You need to learn a framework. You need to learn system design. Let me tell you why. So let's say if you go back to VS Code and if you're typing something here, see the prompt will change based on how much knowledge you have. So if you are someone who is very new to tech, your prompt will be very different from what I will type because I'll be using a lot of technical terms. I will be specifying exactly what layers I want, what type of architecture I want to build. Since I have worked in this tech industry from a long time, maybe someone who is better in this software development thing will write a better prompt than me. Okay, that's how system works. So you need to learn programming, you need to learn frameworks, you need to learn system design, everything. It's just that now use AI as your help. Don't rely on it too much. Of course, if you have money, you can do that. But the cost will go up day by day because now they are giving you discounted price for all the AI services. And that's the classic way of getting the users, right? So that's one thing. Second, I would suggest is try to use local models. In fact, I made one of the video where I was using raw code as an extension in VS Code, and you can run your models on your machine. Even a smaller model will work is because now, even if with Copilot, if you exhaust your limit, maybe you will go for the smaller models. You can do that here. So use this plugin. Again, not promoting raw code. Hopefully they will sponsor this, but maybe this is open source. I'm not sure. So you can use raw code or any other extension which you want, and you can run the local models, maybe on Olama or maybe LM Studio. Check out that video which I've uploaded a few days ago, and you will get to know how do we do that. And I knew this from a long time. It's just that there was no proof that this is happening. But yeah, ultimately you need to pay for it. Nothing is free in this world, right? Not even the courses. Anyway, the point is, don't just be a vibe coder. Build something, learn something by yourself. Use AI as a help. And even if you want to vibe code, make sure that you understand things properly before starting, at least the basics, so that you will not hit your limit. And now if you're thinking, okay, $39 is enough for me per month. See, at this point, for $39, they are giving you $39 credits. And that's not also the dollar matters. What matters is the cost for token. At this point, whatever the cost is, in future, the cost will go up and it will affect. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share in today's video. So don't just wipe code, learn the frameworks, learn the language. And I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Okay, and maybe you can help me to learn more. How do we use or how do we survive this stuff now? But yeah, that's it from this video. See you in the next part, everyone. Bye-bye.